Hi, I'm Leslie McAllister, author of Yoga in the Music Studio and The Balanced Musician. Today's video sequence features a set of core activating poses. So why is core strength and core activation so important for musicians? Well, the core is where our strength and our power lies. So if we think of the times when we approach a performance, we want to gather energy and strength into our core, and this allows us to thrust momentum and power into those opening notes of a performance so that we look and feel and sound more confident, which also enhances our tone quality. Having a strong core also improves our posture so that we have better endurance in practice and performance. Better posture also results in less physical pain and less physical tension. So in particular, it reduces neck and back pain. The core is located about 2 inches within our body and about 2 inches below our belly button. And to activate the core, we can think about hugging energetically everything in toward the midline. So we at the same time radiate energy outward through our limbs, taking up as much space as possible, but at the same time we're drawing everything in toward the midline into that core. When we think about having a strong core, a lot of the times we think about people with six-pack abs. So those really toned six-pack abs come from targeting the superficial rectus abdominis muscles. If we overemphasize exercises like sit-ups, which target those RA muscles, that can actually result in tightness in the hip flexors like the psoas muscle. And this can actually lead to breath restriction, slumping, and even neck pain as well. So to really have good posture and to reduce back pain, we need to also target the deeper abdominal muscles like the transverse abdominis. And that's where yoga can really be beneficial. Do note as we move through these core activating postures that these are contraindicated for people who are pregnant and should be approached with caution by people who are experiencing any lower back pain. We'll go ahead and begin by taking a supine position on our mat, lying down with our feet flat on the floor and the palms pressed into the mat. And we can draw and tuck in the shoulder blades together behind the back. So noticing here this natural lumbar arch of the spine, that there's a little space between your lower back and the mat right now. So imagining that the pelvis is a bowl of water, take an inhale, and then as you exhale, tip that bowl of water up so that the water spills onto your stomach. You'll notice that the lower back comes into contact with the mat as the pelvis is tipped up toward the head. So just holding that pelvic tilt, just begin to breathe deeply, noticing that change in your lower back, and then noticing if there's any tension anywhere else in your body, like your neck or your jaw that you need to relax. Take another inhale here, and then exhale to let that go, coming back to your normal position with that lumbar curve. Let's take another inhale. And then again, rocking that pelvis up, tipping it toward your head and letting the lower back come to the mat. Take a few deep breaths here, breathing in and breathing out. Letting the back stay heavy on the mat. Take another inhale. And then exhale to let that go. From there, we're going to draw the legs in toward the body using the hands to press the knees a little bit closer to the belly. Just begin to rock gently from front to back, just massaging out that lower back. Let the rocking become a little bit bigger until you gradually come to a resting position on your sits bones on the mat, beginning to prepare for boat pose or navasana. So from there, take the feet down, take the hands beside you and straighten out your legs, flexing your feet so that as if they're pressed against a wall. We take our hands beside our hips. So from there, if the hands don't quite reach the mat, then you can always use a block. to press your hands into. It just depends on the length of your arms. So if you don't need the block, go ahead and take your palms down, pressing them into the mat, flexing through your feet, and then think about lifting and opening the heart while simultaneously activating the core by zipping up through that lower abdomen and drawing the belly button in toward the spine. From there, we can think about having a long neck. The ears are in line with the shoulders, are in line with the hips. So you can imagine that there's a string at the top of your head that's just lifting and lengthening your neck, and that you're even lifting up through the roof of your mouth, noticing that as you draw everything in toward the midline, hugging the midline energetically, we notice too that there's a little bit of a tuck in the tailbone. So opening up through the heart here. Now begin to take the feet in so that the toes rest lightly on the mat. Take your arms out, pointing forward, and then you can lift one knee at a time into boat pose or navasana. Here we still keep our heart lifted. This is the first of 3 boat poses, so you may want to take this modified version with bent knees the first time, or if you want to up the challenge, you can straighten the legs, and you can also lift the arms above the head, just being sure that you keep that lift through the chest. So we're just holding this first boat pose, just beginning to feel that core activation. And then when you're ready to come out of it, bend the knees, place the palms of the feet on the ground, and then the palms of the hands just behind your hips, fingers pointing toward the hips. Now begin to lift your hips up, pressing open through your chest, pressing into the feet and the hands so that you continue to feel that lift through the heart in reverse tabletop pose. Take an inhale here, opening and lifting, pressing into your feet and hands, and then exhale slowly, letting the hips come down to the mat. We're going to come back to that staff pose. So straighten the legs, flexing through the feet, opening through the heart, and pressing your palms into the mat. Feeling that length through the back of your neck, feeling that lift through the top of your head, and noticing that beautiful posture that happens when we energetically hug everything in toward the midline. Moving back into that boat pose, let's go ahead and take the feet in, hands on the shins. Go ahead and draw everything in, tuck everything in as if you're in a tight ball. And then when you're ready, you can lift both feet at a time this time, taking the hands out. You have the option here of keeping bent knees or straightening the legs. Taking hands to prayer position, we're going to row our boat. So inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, row to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, being sure you keep breathing while you make this rowing motion and keep the heart lifted. You can always take one foot down to the mat and then the other if you need a little bit of a break. That's an option too. Let's do one more cycle. Left, right, inhale to prayer position. Take the feet down to the mat, press into the feet and the hands again, push into the hands and the feet, draw your hips off the floor, lifting up toward the sky in that reverse tabletop. One more time. Seeing if you can press into the feet a little bit more, lifting the hips a little bit higher, and feeling that strong front line of your body. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, slowly let the hips come down to the mat, and a third time we'll move into that staff pose. So taking the legs out straight, pressing through the hands, lifting through the heart, lengthening through the neck, and feeling that beautiful posture in Dandasana. We'll go into one last version of boat pose here. So taking the feet in, pressing and drawing the shins into the chest. Go ahead and take that boat pose again, arms out straight. Now here, you can take either of the previous options of boat that we worked through. If you want to go ahead and take this third challenge, take an inhale, and then as you exhale, draw your legs and your back a little bit closer to the ground. Inhale and lift, exhale and lower. We'll do 3 more cycles. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower, inhale and lift, exhale and lower, and 2 more. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. Now one last time, draw everything in, We're going to place hands and feet down, lift up into reverse tabletop, or if you want to try walking the feet out into reverse plank or Purvottanasana, that's an option too. Still opening and brightening through the collarbone, pressing actively into your hands to lift that chest even more. Inhale here, opening the heart, and exhale to let those hips come down slowly to the mat. Go ahead and scoot forward a little bit if you need to. You're taking your hands under your knees, and we're going to really slowly roll all the way down to the mat, just one vertebrae at a time, releasing the back here, drawing those shoulder blades together behind the back. So from here, we're moving into yogic bicycles. So we'll take the hands behind the head, clasping the fingers, and then lift the head off the mat and the upper back off the mat, and then take the feet off with bent knees. So here we'll inhale to center, and then exhale, take the right leg out straight, bend the left, and draw right elbow to left knee. Inhale to center, and then exhale to crunch to the opposite side. Inhale to center, exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale to center, left elbow to right knee. Good. This is a great exercise for brain integration as well, because it involves crossing the midline, drawing one limb of the body over to the opposite side of the body. Let's do one more cycle. Exhale, inhale, lift. The slower you go, the stronger this will be. Inhale, exhale to let the head and the upper back come down to the mat, and then go ahead and press the feet up toward the sky for legs up a wall. So here the palms face the mat, and we're going to do single leg lifts to start with. You can go straight into double leg lifts, and you can also keep single leg lifts the whole time. So inhale here, and then exhale the right leg down almost to the mat. Inhale it up, and then exhale the left leg down almost to the mat. We'll do one more cycle like that. And exhale the right leg up. Inhale down the left, and exhale up. Good. Now we'll move into double leg lifts, and you can go about halfway, or you can go a little bit closer to the mat, but you do not have to reach the floor. Inhale the legs down, moving really slowly, and then exhale them up. Let's do 3 more. Inhale down, and exhale up. 2 more. Inhale, and exhale. And now on this last one, just go about halfway down to start with, and take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale a little bit farther down. Take another inhale. Exhale almost all the way down. Take an inhale and exhale really slowly all the way to the mat. From there, we can just stretch our fingertips, stretch through our fingers and toes, making our body as long as possible. And then when you're finished stretching, you can go ahead and take the arms beside the body, and then just relax and let the body rest after such a powerful sequence of core activating poses. Thank you so much for watching, and join me for the second part of this core activation series next time.